Hello everyone. So in last lecture we have seen Bode plots for different elements. In this lecture we will use that concept and solve numerical based on Bode plots. Okay, basically now given all those things, how would in journal plot a Bode diagram given any journal transfer function? So first thing is we rewrite the sinusoidal transfer function in time constant form. We immediately identify the corner frequency associated with each other transfer function corner frequency where the asymptote meet. Then we draw the asymptote magnitude plot like we have done for all the elements. Then what we do is we determine the error for lower and higher frequencies. How do we determine the error? The actual minus the approximate value again for both lower and higher frequency. And then we draw a phase plot. Well, this is a kind of straightforward. You just look at is the formula of the phi and then you add all these phases to get the overall phase plot. Okay, let's just try to do few example on how to plot the Bode diagram. So first thing is write down the transfer function as sinusoidal term function in terms of time constant. So I just rewrite final expression that look like 7.5. I will have a quadratic term, I will have a gain, then I have a this guy at origin, pole at origin, then first order 0, first order pole. Okay, so I will just define these terms like I have a gain 7.5, then I have a G1, G2, G3, G4. Okay, so let's identify what are the corner frequency. So there is no corner frequency for 7 constant term and poles at origin. Then I have a corner frequency for G2 as 2, for G3 it's 3, and for G4 it's root 2. So let's try to plot this individually, right? So this is the first guy with a magnitude of 20 log 7.5. So it will give me a straight line. And that is a proper magnitude. Then I can't read out scale by telling that this is 1 by j omega. Okay, would be something look like this with a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. What about G2? G2 is first order term. It is a pole, so it will have on this axis, then it goes straight for a while and then go down. So this is like again minus 20 dB per decade. The corner frequency is 2. Then for the j omega by 3 plus 1, again it will go till 3 straight and then it will go up with plus 20 dB per decade. And then the last term, well, I don't have to explain these individually because we have discussed that how to draw them in last class. Okay, so till root 2 it will be straight and then it will be minus 20 dB per decade. Okay, so let's see, right, how now what would it overall plot will look like. So the overall plot would be the combination of all three, 1 2 3 4 5 lines. So this I will just add them. These are lines, so it's just a simple addition of line. So I start, if you look, I will start with a slope of minus 20 dB and the magnitude will be log 20 log 7.5. okay, then at first corner frequency root 2, if you will see, my slope has been decreased by minus 40. So it's minus 40 and minus 20 will give me minus 60. Then again at second corner frequency 2, again my slope has decreased by minus 20. So again I'm adding minus 20, so it is minus 80 till 3. Now it's increased by 20 degree, so 20 dB, so it's now minus 60. So this is the overall Bode plot for this transfer function. Okay, and I can actually compute what are the errors by the formula for the error which we used. Okay, so we just summarize. So this is how the first guy would look like. This one, this is the gain line, then this green is the 1 by j omega, then this red line would be the first order factor which corresponds to pole. The greenish, I don't know this curve, but this would be 0, and the first order term which appears in numerator, and then this purple line will be just the second order term. Add these lines and I get this plot which actually look like this. Similarly, I will have a phase for each term, phase diagram. Okay, I will add them and I will get this as a combined phasor diagram for the given transfer function. Okay, now we will go for this example, which will look a little bit familiar if I say this is s plus 2, s plus 1, s minus 1. So this is we had plot the Nyquist for this, right, which will actually did something like this. This is 0. Okay, so this is for omega equals to minus infinity. This is omega equals to 0. We are starting here. This was minus 2. I was encircling minus 1 plus j 0 1, and then the system was stable, right? So we said open loop system, this is seriously open loop system is unstable, but I know that the closed loop system is stable. So how will the Bode plot look like for this guy? So I will just write down as 2 j omega by 2 plus 1, and again j omega plus 1, j omega minus 1. Okay, then corner frequency will be 1. These are the 4 guys in the transfer function. Okay, so the corner frequency is 2, 1, 1 for this omega 1 by t. Okay, so now a few interesting thing here. So let's see, the plot for 2 would be just the straight line. Okay, for 2 it will be just a straight line. So over here it's a 2, it's not 1, it's 2. So for 2 it's a straight line. Let me this plot of 2 would be a straight line. The plot of j omega by 2 plus 1 would be something look like this meet at 2, and then they do this addition of plus 20 because it's a 0, the term in numerator, the first order term in numerator. Okay, now look at this guy. So this is again j omega plus 1, this is j omega minus 1, 1 by this is also negative. Okay, so both are poles. So this guy will do something interesting. So the magnitude plot for the first guy, I will take the stable guy first, and it will be just go till omega equals to 1, and then it will decay by minus 20 dB per decay. Now the second guy, so plot for unstable guy, this goes for like till omega 1 and then still be minus 20 dB per decay. So this is because the magnitude is same for this guy, for these guys. So the magnitude for the first guy is 1 by under root omega square plus 1, and same here is the also magnitude for the second guy. For this one, it is also omega square plus 1. So magnitudes are same. Just by looking at the magnitude plot, I may not be able to say if the system is stable or not, because this will correspond as plus 1 and minus 1 will be same. So what will change in phase, right? So this will be different phase, and I will show you exact pole now how they look like, right? So the red guy, if you will see, the red guy would be 0. Okay, this one, this j omega plus 2, and then this green guy. So these plots actually overlap for this one and this one. In terms of magnitude, these plots will overlap each other, and they will be both stable and unstable pole, right? Then now look at the phase, right? So we see that if if I just remember how the first order term looks like, the angle starts from 0, okay, then it reaches minus 45 at the corner frequency, and then here similarly with this guy, it start at 0, minus 45 at corner frequency, and then pointing here. So this is the overall plot look like. A couple of questions which we can try to answer here. So just by looking at the Bode plot, I can say if it corresponds to stable or unstable pole. Well, just by looking at the magnitude pole or plot, well, at least I can say that this is pole, right? And this is 0, because this guy 0 will go up. Now how did the magnitude behave for terms like this one? Okay, so it start at omega equals to 0, phi is equals to 0, when omega equals to 1 by t. Okay, my phi will goes to minus 45, then omega equals to infinity, my phi is minus 90 degree. Okay, this I'm talking about this green guy now. So that is happening for this green line, but for blue line there's something strange, right? So it start with minus 80, ends up minus 90. So this is one thing which you can distinguish just by looking at magnitude plus phase plot of its corresponds to a stable or not. So how does the overall system look like? So this is the overall system's Bode plot. So overall system will the transfer function look like this. Okay, so now we will discuss about error constant and Bode plot. So how a typical transfer function like? So well, I write it in sinusoidal form. I have a k, all the sets of zeros, all the sets of poles, and then poles at origin. And to get sinusoidal form, I will just replace s with j omega. Okay, so we will look at position constant error, kp. So let's say n is equals to 0. A system type is 0. So when n is equals to 0, because this is the only case when I am interested in position error constant, right? So when s is equals to 0, how my Bode plot will look like? So my Bode plot will initially have a certain constant magnitude, right? Because this guy doesn't appear, this pole at origin will not be there. Then suppose I will have a pole and then 0, then pole. Okay, so this is minus 20 dB. This is my first corner frequency. So how do we define k? Okay, so the position error constant, that was a limit s goes to 0, gs. Okay, same thing I can say what happened when limit omega equals to 0, g j omega that is simply k, and this guy goes away, this all guy will goes away, and I will just put omega equals to 0, right? It's going to what I'm left with is this k now. So 20 log kp, and k is essentially kp. Okay, so this will be k, this whole log when I put omega equals to 0. So this is k. So k is essentially kp. Okay, So then I write in terms of time constant form. So how do I find Kp? Well, I just see where does this intersect line, what is the constant, and this is actually 20 log Kp. When I once know 20 log Kp, I can find out what is the value of Kp, correct? So then we look at the velocity error constant, and this has typically, we are interested only in type 1 system, which means for lower frequency the plot would look like something like this. I will have straight line. Initially I will have a magnitude of suppose 20 degree. Okay, then suppose I have another pole. This is my first corner frequency. Okay, or I can say plot would look like something like this. So for lower frequencies Gj omega, because the system is type 1, will look like this. These are again very small omega. Okay, so when s approaches to 0, sgs, so that is my velocity error constant. So now 20 log k by j omega. So there are two ways of finding it. When I am putting in this, it will be kv by j omega. So this is the form, this type 1. So it will have a magnitude of 20 log kv by j omega. Omega equals to 1. So I will find out a magnitude when omega equals to, suppose my omega equals to 1, I will find the magnitude. So that is the point where I will get the value of 20 log kV. So once I have 20 log kV, I can find out the value of kV. Another way of doing it is I will keep extended, like there was like this, then it is like this. So if I keep increasing it, so when it touches my 0 dB line, okay, so at that frequency I will get my kV value. So I will put this 20 log kV by j omega, this equals to 1, means I will make it equals to 1. So at the end it is 20 log 1 is what? 0. So 20 log I will put here also. So I will get omega equals to, at omega equals to 1, I will get my kV. Okay, so and this k is essentially my kV. So kV is what? Limit s approaches to 0, gs. Similarly for omega it is there. So I will take a type 1 system, it will be 1. So whatever remains after everything is substituted to 0, which is kV, right? So gj omega for lower frequency will give me kV. Okay, so I can do two ways. What is the magnitude at omega equals to 1 to find out my kV value, or I can just calculate at kV by j omega at omega equals to omega 1 when my magnitude is equals to 1. Then I can get the value of kV. So there are two ways. Okay, and the frequency at which this happens is my kV. Then this would be straightforward to visualize. We look at acceleration error constant in this. So we will have n equals to 2 type 2 system. So this is my initial thing is this was minus 20 dB. Okay, now it will be minus 40 dB. So what happened for lower frequency? I'm now looking at j omega is ka. Again, k is limit s by 0, s square, gs. Similarly for gj omega it will be there. So this is my gj omega when omega is less than 1. Okay, lower frequency, so the plot will have 40 again. Then maybe something else come in, the plot will become like this, or it will become like this, anything. So wherever again I will do the same thing. When my omega is equals to 1, then I will get 20 log kV. If I know I get the value of 20 log kV, I can calculate the ka. Okay, similarly the another way is I will put the magnitude equals to 1, means where my plot is this. If I am not having anything else, wherever this is cutting my 0 dB line, that frequency will give me under root ka. Okay, so other way to compute is, see at what point the time this touch this axis. So I'm looking at the magnitude omega a, means ka by omega j omega a is equals to 0, will tell me the omega a at omega equals to omega a, omega equals to under root k. So the point omega equals to till I reach 0 dB, and the frequency at which this happen is the square root of acceleration error constant. Okay, so again these just occur only for type 2 system. kV occurs only for type 1 system, and kp occurs only for type 0 system. And we know why this is true, right? So we saw several advantage now of Bode plot, right? Much easier to compute than Nyquist, right? And we just have to deal by adding straight line, and well, a bit of we could visualize how a gain margin and a phase margin look like, even though we have really extensive discussion that on that. What we also knew towards the end is that given a Bode plot, I could actually compute what are the kp, kv and ka, means my acceleration error constants. So that is what we learned today. So that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.